Beloved companions, we arrive in this place where all we have to do is breathe. We don't have to impress or convince or win over. We don't have to know the words. It's okay we didn't read the book, or pass that class, or carry that title, or meet that mark. We don't have to be anything but who we are. Here we rest in essence together. And to move into this communal rest, we lay down our burdens, our longing, our craving, our unmet need, our error, our regret, our sudden disappointment, our anxiety, our shame, our sheer exhaustion, our bewilderment, our bafflement, our burgeoning terror. All of this we lay down together today. As we do this, may we be filled instead with presence. May we feel held in the comfort of our community. May we discover new compassion for ourselves and others. May we meet this moment with gentleness, ease, and gratitude for this air we breathe together, for these questions we ask together, for the justice we seek together, for the songs we sing together. Come, let us worship together. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to join our voices in our opening hymn, number 361 in the gray hymnal, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Please remain standing as Jim Vincent lights our chalice with words by Sarah Ruth Wakoye Davis, who you may remember as one of our guests in the pulpit during Reverend Jane's sabbatical. We light this chalice with an open heart. We light this chalice with resolve. We light this chalice with tears still fresh on our cheeks. We light this chalice in hope, a tiny flame we nurture. We light this chalice with reverence for this place, for these people, for this time. We light this chalice with all our souls longing to be who we are, to be who we will become, to be ourselves. We light this chalice in self-love, in giving love, in holy love. It is now time for our story for all ages. I invite you to gather around as we read together I Am Human, a Book of Empathy by Susan Verde, art by Peter H. Reynolds. I was born a miracle, one of billions, but unique. I am human. I am always learning. I'm finding my way and choosing my path on this incredible journey. I have big dreams. I see possibility. I have endless curiosity. I make discoveries. I have a feeling of wonder. I am amazed by nature. I have a playful side. I find joy in friendships. I am human. But being human means I am not perfect. I make mistakes. I can hurt others with my words, my actions, and even my silence. I can be hurt myself, too. I can be fearful of things I don't yet understand, and timid to try something new. I have a heavy heart when I feel sadness. I am human. But then I remind myself that because I am human, I can make choices. I can move forward. A poor choice can become a better choice with thoughtfulness. A bad day can become a great day with kindness. I can act with compassion and lend a helping hand. I can treat others with equality and be fair. I can choose not to fight, but instead to listen and find common ground. I can say I'm sorry and ask for forgiveness. I am human, one of billions, but unique. I am not alone. I am connected to my friends, to my family, to the world. We are all humans together. And I will keep trying to be the best version of me. I am full of hope. I am human. seated for our prayer hymn, number 1031 in the Teal hymnal, Filled with Loving Kindness, and we will sing all three verses with I, you, and we. In the silence that follows the spoken prayer, you are invited to come forward and light a candle for any joys and concerns you hold in your heart this morning. Let us enter into prayer with the words of Reverend Michelle Collins. Source of love, we come carrying the weight of our own harsh verdicts, guilty, insufficient, forever falling short of some impossible standard. We who would never speak to a friend the way we speak to ourselves in the dark hours before dawn. There is a tenderness we save for others that we ration from our own souls. A forgiveness we grant freely to strangers, while our own mistakes echo endlessly in memory's courtroom. We have learned to be generous with everyone but the person in the mirror. Teach us the revolutionary act of self-befriending. When shame whispers its familiar poison, may we remember we are not our worst moments. We are not the sum of our regrets. We are beloved, imperfect, gloriously human, worthy of the same gentle mercy we yearn to give the world. May we learn that loving ourselves is not vanity, but necessity, the deep well from which all other love must flow. May it be so, and amen. I light a candle for the joys and concerns of those beloveds joining us virtually, and I light a candle for all else that we hold in our hearts and our minds this morning. If your heart is hurting, know that your community is here to help, as is Reverend Jane. Please reach out with any needs. Our invitation to offering is by Joe Von Rue. In our world, many voices are silenced. Many truths remain unspoken because the speaker fears rejection, judgment, or worse. Our financial offerings today help sustain this congregation as a place where all voices can be heard, where truth can be spoken without fear, where vulnerability is met with compassion. We give in gratitude for this beloved community and with hope for a world where more voices can speak their truth. For those of you watching the service online, you may contribute to a virtual offering plate using the donate button on our website or by mailing a check to the church office. I invite the ushers forward to receive the offering. For all that you give, for all that you do, for all that you are, for this community and its wider concerns, we give thanks. Even This Is Enough by Vanessa Rush Southern. So much undone, so much to do, so much to heal in us and the world, so much to acquire, a meal, a healthy body, a fit one, a lover, a job, a better job, proof we have and are enough, just around the corner of now. And up against it, the reality of all that falls short and the limits of today. We honor the limits. If your body won't do what it used to, for right now, let it be enough. If your mind won't stop racing or can't think of the word, let it be enough. If you are here utterly alone and in despair, be all that here with us. If today you cannot sing because your throat hurts or you don't have the heart for music, be silent. When the offering plate goes around, if you don't have money to give or the heart to give, let it pass. The world won't stop spinning on her axis if you don't rise to all occasions today. Love won't cease flowing in your direction. Your heart won't stop beating. All hope won't be lost. You are part of the plan for this world's salvation. Of that, I have no doubt. The world needs its oceans of people striving to be good, to carry us to the shores of hope and wash fear from the beachheads and cleanse all wounds so they can heal. But oceans are big, and I am sure there are parts that don't feel up to the task of the whole some days. Rest if you must then, like the swimmer lying on her back who floats, or the hawk carried on cushions of air. Rest in pews made to hold weary lives, in space carved out for the doing of nothing much but being. Perhaps then you will feel in your bones, in your weary heart, the aching, healing sense that this is enough, even this, that we are enough, you are enough, enough. I invite you to rise in body or spirit to join our voices in hymn 1029 in the Teal hymnal, Love Knocks and Waits for Us to Hear. Last Sunday, Reverend Jane delivered a beautiful sermon on cultivating compassion, our Soul Matters theme for the month of October. When we think of compassion, we typically think of it being extended outward toward others. And yet, in this month's worship packet, the first topic was self-compassion. Given our social justice-oriented faith centered in love, I found that a bit surprising. I wondered, where does this concept of self-compassion come from? What does it mean? Why is it important? How does it work? I think we owe it to ourselves to find out. Self-compassion. Is that some egocentric byproduct of the me generation? Or did it arise from millennials or Gen Z, known for their emphasis on mental health? Self-compassion does seem like a newer term that I've been hearing more and more over the past decade. Is it just some newfangled psychobabble fad? Or might it have deeper roots and more enduring spiritual qualities? Surprise, there is a longer history to the idea of having compassion toward oneself. And I'm not just talking about the 1970s, more like the 5th century BCE. Last week, Reverend Jane's sermon titled Through Loving Kindness looked at compassion through the lens of Buddhism. In the Buddhist practice of metta, M-E-T-T-A, loving kindness is extended toward ever-widening circles to encompass all beings. In traditional metta meditation, loving kindness is directed first toward the self, then expanded out toward others. Our prayer hymn today, Filled with Loving Kindness, is based on this formula. May I be filled with loving kindness. May you be filled with loving kindness. May we be filled with loving kindness. As Buddhist Jack Kornfield teaches, if your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. Another place in history where roots of self-compassion are found is in yoga philosophy. The Yoga Sutras were written 2,000 years ago, but are believed to have originated from much older teachings. The sutras include the yamas, a set of rules for ethical living. The first and most foundational yama is ahimsa, or non-harming. Ahimsa is widely understood to encompass non-harming of the self. Upholding the yama of ahimsa, skilled yoga teachers prepare the body with a sequence of strengthening and stretching poses before leading a pinnacle pose like eagle, which is balancing on one leg while wrapping the opposite leg around it, and just for fun, intertwining the arms. Because yoga is much more than just poses, ahimsa is understood to include non-harming at a spiritual level. Yogis are encouraged to accept their bodies as they are on any given day, and to speak kindly to ourselves rather than berating ourselves. Even if your eagle doesn't land gracefully. Even if you've done the pose for 10 years, but today it's suddenly not happening. Even if you never in your lifetime get your foot wrapped around your opposite calf. And if you push yourself through a pose that gives you pain, that's not yoga. Like all of yoga, ahimsa to oneself is a practice to take off the mat, in a manner that's right in line with psychologists' current emphasis on self-compassion. So then, what is the definition of the term self-compassion that has gained popularity over the past decade? From Dr. Kristen Neff, an expert in the field, quote, "Self-compassion involves being kind to oneself when confronting personal inadequacies or situational difficulties, framing the imperfections of life in terms of common humanity, and being mindful of negative emotions so that one neither suppresses nor ruminates on them." That's a lot to take in, so let's break it down. 1, being kind to oneself when confronting personal inadequacies or situational difficulties. Let's start with situational difficulties. When I'm going through a tough time, I need to be kind to myself. I can acknowledge that the situation is difficult. I can take extra good care of myself so that I have the strength to handle it. I can give myself grace and cut myself some slack as I make my way through it. That makes sense. Being kind to oneself when confronting personal inadequacies, that part seems a bit tougher. As Reverend Michelle Collins says, our own mistakes echo endlessly in memory's courtroom. It's so easy to chastise myself when I see my unsavory qualities at work. In today's reading, Vanessa Rush Southern writes of all that we strive to do, quote, up against it, the reality of all that falls short and the limits of today. And yet, Southern writes, we honor the limits. Following a litany of human frailties, she offers reassurance, concluding, perhaps then you will feel in your bones, in your weary heart, the aching, healing sense that this is enough, even this. That brings us to part 2 of the definition of self-compassion, framing the imperfections of life in terms of common humanity. We find this in our story for all ages from this morning. Quote, but being human means I am not perfect. I make mistakes. I can hurt others with my words, my actions, and even my silence. That children's book, titled I Am Human, is aptly subtitled A Book of Empathy. It serves as a reminder that I can extend empathy to myself by accepting my humanity and embracing it as I strive to make better choices. Part 3 of the definition of self-compassion is being mindful of negative emotions so that one neither suppresses nor ruminates on them. This suggests a 3-step process. First, I need to pay attention to my negative emotions. That is, notice when I'm experiencing shame or fear, sadness or hurt. Second, I need to allow negative emotions to play out, not suppress them. Third, I need to let go of the negative emotions, not ruminate on them. So now that we've established a basic understanding of what self-compassion is, let's explore the question, why? Why cultivate self-compassion? Perhaps the simplest answer is this one from Jack Kornfield. You can search the tenfold universe as the Buddha and not find a single person more worthy of love and care than the one seated right here in your own body. Last week, Reverend Jane reflected on the question, why show compassion for people who have caused me harm? And this can be extended to, why show compassion for the harmful parts of myself? Just as Buddhism suggests that people who cause me harm today may have in another life been loving supporters, similarly, internal family systems therapy suggests that dysfunctional parts of ourselves developed as a form of self-protection. IFS further suggests that at their core, these self-destructive parts have our best interests at heart. Moreover, showing those shadow parts compassion can be a pathway to personal growth. Poet and activist Andrea Gibson reflected in their blog, "This I now know for certain. I do all of growing during the times in my life when I am offering compassion to the parts of myself that have not yet grown. So, if we're on board with the why of self-compassion, how can we cultivate it? Andrea Gibson offers, how did I change so much and so quickly? I learned to love the me who hadn't changed at all, the me who worshipped worry, the me who made a complaint department of my mind, the me who turned my wounds into microscopes through which I saw the worst in people, especially myself, the me who got it all wrong. And we explored some other possible ways of cultivating self-compassion as we were fleshing out its definition. And additional guidance can be found in many sources. The Buddha says, hold yourself as a mother holds her beloved child. American motivational author Louise Hay says, you have been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. And from an unknown author but found in numerous inspirational images online, imagine if we obsessed about the things we loved about ourselves. If you want to take a deep dive, Dr. Kristin Neff's book, Self-Compassion, Stop Beating Yourself Up and Leave Insecurity Behind, quote, offers expert advice on how to limit self-criticism and offset its negative effects, enabling you to achieve your highest potential and a more contented, fulfilled life. One concrete way you can practice self-compassion is to offer yourself the blessings of metta-meditation that I mentioned earlier. In a stroke of serendipity, our story for all ages includes an author's note with a suggestion to practice a loving-kindness meditation. Author Susan Verde offers a twist on the traditional pattern by first calling to mind a beloved and imagining offering them the blessings, then extending loving kindness to someone you find challenging, then expanding to include all humans on the planet, and finally, quote, filling your own heart space with love for yourself. May I be healthy, may I be happy, may I be free from suffering, may I be filled with peace. If you find it challenging to direct loving kindness to yourself, perhaps this way is easier, to extend toward others first, then end with yourself. A reminder that you're a worthy member of all beings. Or you might prefer to start with blessings for yourself, with an understanding that when you feel supported and whole, you're better able to give love to others. You could also try out other phrases common to metta meditation that reinforce self-compassion. May I be safe from inner and outer harm. May I be a source of healing for myself and others. There's another phrase common to metta meditation that leads me in a different direction, and that is, may I be free from fear and anger, hate and jealousy. This is a fine blessing. However, from the lens of self-compassion, I might push back on this one just a bit. Heeding the reflections of Andrea Gibson, I might say instead, may I extend love to the parts of me that are fearful, angry, hateful, and jealous. As Jennifer Healy, creator of HealingBrave.com, asserts, self-compassion isn't about escaping your darkness, but learning to love yourself there. The willingness to accept painful truths about ourselves is a seed of self-compassion. Self-compassion is the seed of a deeper connection with the wonder of being alive. Likewise, Dr. Kristin Neff suggests a practice of establishing a relationship with ourselves. She even recommends assessing it like we would a relationship with another person. Quoting here, "Is it a good relationship? Are you understanding, patient, accepting of yourself? Are you warm, kind, encouraging? Is it a committed relationship? Can you count on yourself to have your back when things are difficult, or do you tend to abandon yourself?" Self-compassion involves caring for our own well-being in moments of suffering, says Neff, supporting ourselves emotionally, physically, and psychologically when we're in need. Finally, Dr. Neff advises we need to make a commitment to self-compassion because it doesn't come naturally for most of us. Our culture doesn't support it. Our brains have a negativity bias, which means that we tend to see the bad rather than the good in ourselves. So we really need to resolve to show up for ourselves in this good, supportive way. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today about the wheres, whats, whys, and hows of self-compassion. In closing, I want you to hear again and really take in the words of Jack Kornfield. You can search the tenfold universe as the Buddha and not find a single person more worthy of love and care than the one seated right here in your own body. May you make the commitment to give that person the utmost compassion. May it be so, and amen. Please rise in body or spirit to join our voices in hymn 118 in the gray hymnal, "This Little Light of Mine." inspiration of Andrea Gibson. Sweet community, I hope as you hear this today, you can scan yourself, look deep within, and decide every part of you is good news. Go in peace, and amen.
Turn it on.